Can you guys guess what we're doing today? May have to do with beer, kind of. A keg, but not full, but we are tapping it. Fuel lines, vents, and of course a filler cap. And we're going to paint the mounts that go on it. Here's a quick picture of it when I was mocking everything up. And yeah, let's see if we can't make this into my fuel tank. Let's do this. Cool. So yeah, this beer keg had some old beer in it, just a little bit. Yeah, when I opened that up, it was something special when I tried to empty it out. So I'm definitely gonna have to take this outside and wash out the inside. But I'm gonna do that after I've already tapped the holes, and I'm gonna have to widen this up a bit so that I can fit this. So I want to wash out all that stuff before I do anything. This is the rear of the tank, by the way I'm going to be doing it. So the bracket's going to be here, forward is this way, and I think I'm going to put a hole right here for the vent. That way when it splashes around, it'll be really hard for it to get in there. So just marked it. Drilled it with a small bit. I had to use one of these because the bits I was using for some reason weren't penetrating. Gave me the hole, so then I'm using my drill bit that is roughly smaller than the thread depth. So I usually work your way up. First time I did it, I worked my way up, and this one is perfect when it comes to being tapped. So let's do this. 1/8-27 NPT, which is like National Pipe something. And 1/8 is obviously the size. 27 has to do with the thread count. So when you get a tap and die set, or when you get your fitting, make sure that you find a tap and die set, if you don't already have it, that has that exact fitting. Like for example, just getting an 1/8 fitting, or an 1/8 tap and die set won't necessarily give you the right thread count or the right thread depth or spacing or whatever. So pro tip there. So yeah, you work stages up to the hole that you need. It's already one thread. Obviously the key here, as you guys probably know, is keeping it level with where the thread, so that you don't have callywumpus threads. Like just there, I wanted to turn sideways. Yeah. You'll feel it when it grips. Let's see if this works. I usually go till it's pretty hard to thread, or pretty hard to turn. Booyah! There we go. Here is my vent. I'm going to run a hose similar to this from the vent, and it'll be behind the tank, and I will bolt it or screw it into the cab so that the air will come up, and if fuel does splash, it'll go into here and then it'll be able to vent. When I bought this, it was red, so I thought, but it's pink. So I'm glad I'm hiding it. Alrighty guys, I've already drilled and tapped this hole right here. So next right here is this thread seal. You guys know what thread seal is, but obviously this is the thicker kind. It's here, it says it's made for propane and petroleum and oils and things like that. So it's specially made, I'm just gonna assume, not break down on fuel or be able to keep a seal better. Tank is siphon, so I don't necessarily need anything that's gonna be perfectly airtight per se, even though I am putting a vent in here. So, but it's not a fuel injected setup. So this would probably work with a fuel injected setup as well. So put this on the threads. So here's you guys probably already know this, but whenever you install thread tape, you want to go opposite of where it turns. So for example, if I put it on this direction and I turn it that way, it'll just sort of peel the tape back. So you want to run opposite so that when you thread it, it won't come loose on you. In fact, it will tighten down even more. I'm gonna make sure none of it gets down in there, choking anything up. And then there you go. Since the tape's on the opposite way of the thread, my golly, it works just great. Oh God, that couldn't be more perfect. Got the fuel line here. This fitting on the outside here is a bit bigger. I forget what size it is. You guys can tell the difference here. This is the same width on the inside. This is a different thread that I decided not to go with. I also don't have crazy amount of room with the brackets from the floor, and so I just wanted the out to be a little bit bigger. I wish I could remember the size of that, but anyway. And then I have my T-fitting down there. I look for one with a valve, but I might work with this for right now. So this barely fits in there. So I'm gonna have to widen it up a bit, but only just, which is awesome. Okay guys, I started by trying to hone this out. I'm trying to make it wider, and I'll be honest, some serious aluminum. Which when I tried tapping it, I noticed it had a lot to get through. So I went ahead and took this, cut it off, and I grinded down the surface area here where it's not as thick. And then I made it where it slides in. It's gonna require a little bit of a hammer, which is totally fine. But that is what we're gonna do. There we go. What do you guys think? Just come up, fill my gas. You guys know the gist. And voila. Hey, for those of you that are doing this, I wanted to show you this idea. You've seen it if you've been looking up beer keg tanks, but so they take the people that actually probably hot rods and stuff where they don't want a sending unit. You want to know how much you have in there, right? At least to eyeball it every now and again. Clear tubing. You drill and then tap 2 holes here. You run the clear tubing through there, and then it'll tell you how much it has. I decided to kind of go against it. Like I said, if I use this as sort of my main tank, it'll still be somewhat of a siphon tank, so I'll put something underneath it, maybe like a little racing tank or whatever that has a sending unit. So yeah, right now I'm not going to do anything to it. But yeah, there's an idea if you guys are doing this. These came with the kit that made the tank brackets, so I'm going to install these. I think they're all the same size, at least it makes sense that they are. Yeah, pretty much. Voila. Man, that's really, they sent some good stuff. This tank's gonna be like getting a hug here. Okay, what I did was bolted them on loosely. I got 2 different size bolts, so I'm going to see which one fits best. I got this mocked up, roughly where it's going to be. Go ahead and install these bolts on them. Here's your chrome. I think I'm going to do a temporary install because I'm waiting for something right here coming, hopefully. Then I'm going to drill the holes into the floor bed. Hey, the piece came in today, so I figured it's time to install it. It's that piece that I was referring to that's going right here. Backtrack, different tank than what these brackets off eBay are made for. So this is supposed to be a license plate, but now it's too wide. So I thought, well, I'm gonna have something made and put there. What's better than the F100 World logo? I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can see it pretty good. This is actually a cool happenstance. A guy on the Facebook groups contacted me and he asked me if he could get this logo made for him, pretty much like this. And I said yeah, so he actually contacted this company that had it made, and he asked me if I wanted one, so he actually sent me this. So thank you very much, you know who you are. The company that made this did a pretty good job, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if all of it is coming through here, but I want to give a shout out to that company. I like to try and support companies or promote companies that make things for our classics, especially off unique things like this, one-off. If you're like me and you wanted to create or have something made, whether it just be another Ford logo or just anything for whatever classic you have, to display and kind of set it apart from the other vehicles, this is a great company to go to. She does really good work. Tell you what, go check out their Facebook page. Give it a like. If there's anything there that you like, I'll post some pictures of some of her other stuff that she does. See if she can get something made for you. It's pretty cool. Let's install it. There you go. What do you guys think? I don't know how well it's coming through on the camera with the polished aluminum tank and the black brackets, and then that's going to be black someday. I really feel like it's just sort of a subtle, not subtle flex to the logo of the Facebook groups. I actually kind of like it in the regards of, like, it doesn't stand out crazy amount, but yet as you're looking at the truck at a car show, you might spot it and think that's pretty cool. So definitely, like I said, sets my truck apart from some of the others. This tank is not set up yet the way I talked about. I want to install my electric fuel pump first, and then make it a siphon between the two tanks. One day getting rid of the tank inside of my cab, replace it with a smaller tank underneath here. Thanks for all the positive feedback, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed what you saw today. I hope it was informative, at least in some way. It's pretty straightforward on how you install a tank like this in any vehicle, but you know, put in the truck here, I figured that would be kind of cool. For those of you guys on the Facebook groups who are just interested in this type of stuff, I'm trying to get together and get these made somehow. That being said, if you guys like what you see here, just give it a thumbs up. That lets me know what content you guys like most. You know, subscribe and share the video for sure. Check out F100 World. Check out F100world.com, where it's a car show every day.